Hey guys, Logan here from Popular Woodworking Magazine. Starting off with good stock is the foundation of a good project. And we want our stock not only to be stable, but we want it to be flat and true. And just because you buy a board from the lumberyard that is planed nice and smooth, that doesn't mean it's flat. So today I want to walk you through the steps to get a flat and true board. So how do we do that in our shop? Well, we do that with a combination of two machines generally. It's going to be a jointer and a planer. Now, if you're tight on shop space, don't worry. A unit like this Grizzly combines both a jointer and a planer into one small footprint. So what's our steps to get a flat and true board? Well, I have a piece of rough sawn pine here. This came right off the sawmill. It's probably distorted a little bit as it dried, so we need to make sure we get a good flat face. Now, a lot of people just want to run this through a planer immediately. The problem with that is most planers will actually have enough force that they will push it flat as it goes through the planer, but when it comes out the other side, it goes right back to the shape that it was when it went in. So what we need to do instead is we need to use our jointer. The jointer is on the top side of this machine here. This is a 12-inch jointer, so it has a cutter head and it has a fence and two beds. There's an in-feed bed and an out-feed bed. The in-feed bed on this side is going to be slightly lower than the out-feed bed. And the out-feed bed is going to be set exactly the same height as those cutters. So as I turn the machine on and run the stock across, I'm going to keep pressure down on this in-feed side. As the stock gets out towards that out-feed side, I'm going to transfer pressure down to here. What this is doing is it's using two flat reference planes, the in-feed side and the out-feed side. And after I make one pass, I'll check the board, and it's especially easy to see on a rough sawn stock. You'll see where it has planed off the surface. You'll see it's nice and clean. We're going to repeat that process until this side is completely clean and it's going to be nice and flat. It's important to note on here, I'm going to take about a 32nd of an inch on face work like this. So I have my dust collector hooked up. We're going to turn it on. We'll start making some passes. So there we go. After several passes, this face is nice and smooth and flat. Now we have two options. We can either go ahead and flip this machine over and start planing it down to thickness, or my preference is, because I already have a semi-straight edge on here, I'll go ahead and use the jointer to true this edge up in relation to this face. So what we will do is we'll confirm that our fence is set at 90 degrees. We will reference our freshly jointed face up against the fence, and then we'll run this edge along that cutter head until this edge is nice and smooth. So there we go. With the jointer, I can get a flat face, and then I can get a clean edge that's exactly 90 degrees to that face. So now we have to address this other side. And to do that, I'm going to flip this over into planer mode. Okay, so I've set this thing up to be a planer now. What I'm going to do is feed the stock, that jointed face, down through the planer and start cleaning up this top surface. What that's going to do is it's going to make this top surface parallel to that surface we jointed. I'm going to do this in small increments until this is clean or it's at the thickness that I want it to be. Now, another option is that we have two square edges. You could take this, because this is a thicker piece, and stand it on edge at your bandsaw and resaw it down to thinner stock. That's also an option. But here, we're going to plane it. So there we go. Now we're left with a board with two parallel faces, an edge that is square to those faces, and now all we have left is this edge, and that will get cut off on the table saw. But this way, with a joiner and a planer, or a combo machine like this Grizzly, you can go ahead and get flat, square, and true parts, and it's a great start to your projects.